It seems like every day science fiction is like creeping closer and closer to reality, you know? Remember those old movies where robots were all clunky and awkward? Well, get ready to have your mind blown because today we're diving deep into an article all about neogamma. It's a humanoid robot so advanced that it's being hailed as like the dawn of a whole new era. So we'll unpack what makes this neogamma tick, why it's causing such a buzz, and what it could mean for all of our futures. So buckle up, because this is one deep dive you won't want to miss.
Oh, the advancements in robotics over the past few years have been astounding. I mean, we've gone from those clunky experimental robots to machines that can move with grace and intelligence, like human-like grace and intelligence. And from what I'm reading about this neogamma, this is a whole new ballgame.
Right, and the company behind it, Technovation Inc. They already have a reputation for pushing the boundaries in AI and automation. But this article is suggesting that they're aiming for something even bigger with neogamma, like bridging the gap between humans and machines.
The implications of that are huge. I mean, just imagine robots working alongside us, seamlessly, not as mindless machines, but as collaborators, enhancing our capabilities in countless ways.
Okay, I'm officially intrigued, but let's get down to brass tacks. What exactly makes this neogamma so special?
Well, picture this, a robot standing right next to you, about your height, about your build. That's a neogamma. But here's the kicker. It's made of these super strong, lightweight materials like carbon fiber, and it gives it incredible agility and responsiveness.
So it's not just about like looking human-like, it's about moving like us too.
Exactly. The article mentions 48 high-torque microservos, which are basically like super-powered muscles, and 27 degrees of freedom. Think of it this way. Each degree of freedom is like having an extra joint, allowing for incredibly nuanced and precise movements.
Okay, hold on, back up for a second. 27 degrees of freedom, that sounds impressive. But can you give me a real-world example of what that actually means?
Absolutely. Imagine neogamma threading a needle, a task that requires incredible dexterity and precision. With its 27 degrees of freedom, it can manipulate objects with a finesse that rivals even the most skilled human hand.
Wow. Okay, I'm starting to see the possibilities here. But can it sense the world around it, like we do?
Neogamma comes equipped with a suite of sensors that would make a sci-fi writer drool. It's got LiDAR, which is like radar but with lasers, allowing it to map out its surroundings in 3D. Then there are stereo cameras that give it depth perception and even tactile feedback gloves, so it can literally feel what it's touching.
It's almost like it has superpowers.
Yeah.
But wouldn't all of those sensors and movements drain its battery pretty quickly?
You'd think so. But surprisingly, it boasts an 18-hour battery life. Plus, it can recharge wirelessly, or even tap into solar power if it needs a quick boost. The designers really thought of everything.
Okay, so we've covered the body. It's strong, agile, and has incredible senses. But what about the brains? What's driving all this intelligence?
Neogamma is powered by this revolutionary Neural Core 9 chip, specially developed at Technovation. This chip can process information at mind-boggling speeds. We're talking 420 tera operations per second.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm lost in the numbers here. Can you break that down for me?
Imagine you're trying to watch a video on your computer,
Right.
but it keeps buffering and lagging. Frustrating, right? Well, with neogamma's processing power, it's like having millions of those videos playing simultaneously without a single hiccup. This lightning-fast processing allows neogamma to make decisions and react in real time, just like a human.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing raw processing power isn't enough. There's got to be some serious AI in the mix, right?
You hit the nail on the head. Neogamma isn't just a powerful machine, it's a learning machine. It utilizes these advanced algorithms called meta-learning frameworks, which basically means it can learn by watching and adapting, much like a human apprentice.
Can you give me an example of what that looks like in action?
Sure. Imagine neogamma observing a chef preparing a complex dish. Through observation alone, it could learn the steps involved, the timing, the techniques, all within a matter of minutes.
So it's like neogamma is constantly downloading new skills just by watching and learning. That's incredible. But where does all this potential actually get put to use in the real world?
That's where things get really exciting. This article outlines a whole range of applications across various industries, and honestly, the possibilities seem endless.
Okay, don't leave me hanging. Give me some specifics. What kind of impact could neogamma have on, say, healthcare?
Imagine a world where neogamma acts as a compassionate companion for seniors, providing assistance with daily tasks, medication reminders, and even offering a listening ear.
It's like having a live-in caregiver. But without the added stress and logistics that can sometimes come with human care, I can see how that would be a game changer for a lot of families.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond just basic care. Remember that advanced language model we discussed? The one that can understand context, sarcasm, and even speak multiple languages.
Yeah. The GPT 4.5 base model, that was mind-blowing.
Well, imagine that being used to provide personalized mental health therapy. Neogamma could offer cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, tailored to an individual's specific needs, providing 24/7 support and guidance.
That's amazing, especially in areas where access to mental health care is limited. This could be revolutionary.
Precisely. And speaking of access, let's not forget the potential impact on surgery.
Robots in the operating room. That sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It might sound futuristic, but the article suggests it's closer to reality than we think. With its incredible precision and dexterity, neogamma could assist surgeons with complex procedures, potentially reducing errors and improving patient outcomes.
So it's not about replacing surgeons, but augmenting their skills and capabilities.
Exactly. It's like having a highly skilled assistant with superhuman precision, able to perform incredibly delicate tasks under the surgeon's guidance.
Okay, that puts my mind at ease a bit. But let's move beyond healthcare. What about the impact on other industries, like manufacturing?
Manufacturing is another area where neogamma could shine. Imagine it working alongside human workers as a cobot, a collaborative robot. It could handle repetitive or dangerous tasks, freeing up human workers to focus on more specialized and creative aspects of their jobs.
So it's like having a superpowered coworker who never gets tired or complains and can handle those tasks that are hazardous for humans.
Precisely. And because of its ability to learn and adapt quickly, it can seamlessly integrate into dynamic and ever-changing manufacturing environments.
I can even see its potential in logistics. Those massive warehouses come to mind.
You're right on the money. Neogamma could revolutionize warehouse automation, sorting packages, managing inventory, even loading trucks, all with incredible speed and accuracy. It's like having a one-robot workforce that can handle the heavy lifting. Literally.
All this talk about automation and robots taking over jobs makes me wonder about the potential downsides.
That's a valid concern, and one that the article acknowledges. The fear of job displacement is understandable. But it's important to remember that with every technological revolution, new opportunities emerge.
So it's not just about robots taking over, but rather humans and robots adapting and working together in new ways.
Exactly. The article highlights Technovation's commitment to investing in reskilling programs, helping workers adapt to the changing job market and acquire the skills needed to thrive in a future where humans and robots collaborate.
That's encouraging to hear. But let's shift gears to another sector where I see tremendous potential: education.
Education is ripe for disruption, and neogamma could be a game changer. Imagine personalized tutoring, where it adapts its teaching style to each student's unique learning needs and pace.
It's like having a 24/7 tutor who can answer any question and tailor their approach to your specific learning style.
Exactly. And it's not just limited to tutoring. Neogamma could also serve as a lab assistant, conducting experiments in hazardous environments, collecting data, and even helping researchers analyze results. It could accelerate scientific discovery in ways we haven't even imagined.
Wow. This robot really does sound like a real-life superhero. What about disaster response? Could neogamma play a role in saving lives?
Absolutely. Imagine sending neogamma into a disaster zone, where it could navigate rubble, search for survivors using thermal imaging and other advanced sensors, and even deliver emergency supplies.
It's like having a fearless first responder who can access dangerous areas without putting human lives at risk. That could be a game changer in disaster relief efforts. But with all these potential benefits, we can't ignore the ethical considerations, right? What are some of the concerns surrounding neogamma and this whole humanoid robot revolution?
It's crucial to address the ethical implications of any new technology, and neogamma is no exception. The article highlights data privacy as a key concern. With all those sensors constantly gathering information, how do we ensure that data is protected and used responsibly?
Yeah, that's a big one. It's easy to feel a little uneasy about who has access to that data and how it might be used.
Fortunately, the article emphasizes Technovation's commitment to data security and user control. They're implementing end-to-end encryption to safeguard sensitive information. And users have the ability to opt out of data collection if they choose.
Okay, that's reassuring. But what about safety? We're talking about machines with a high level of autonomy and intelligence. How do we ensure they operate safely and don't pose a threat to humans?
That's a critical question. And the article stresses the importance of robust safety protocols. They're incorporating safeguards inspired by Asimov's laws of robotics, which are essentially a set of rules designed to ensure that robots prioritize human safety above all else.
So it's like building in an ethical framework from the ground up, ensuring that these robots are programmed to act responsibly and never harm humans.
Exactly. And Technovation is going above and beyond industry standards. They're adhering to the EU's AI Act, which sets strict guidelines for the ethical development and use of AI, as well as ISO 13482, a standard specifically focused on the safety of service robots.
It sounds like they're really taking a comprehensive approach to safety and ethical considerations.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic. This technology is still in its early stages. What does the future hold for neogamma and this whole humanoid robot revolution?
The future is filled with possibilities, and the article gives us a glimpse into Technovation's ambitious roadmap. By 2025, they're planning to release neogamma Pro, a souped-up version with even more advanced AI, swappable modules for specialized tasks, and get this, amphibious capabilities.
Amphibious, you mean it can swim?
That's right. Imagine the possibilities for underwater exploration, search and rescue in flooded areas. It's really pushing the boundaries of what robots can do.
That's incredible. And what about even further down the line?
They're even talking about integrating quantum computing by 2027, which would give neogamma unparalleled problem-solving abilities. We're talking about a whole new level of intelligence and adaptability.
It sounds like neogamma is just getting started. But how does it stack up against the competition? Who else is in this humanoid robot race?
There are a few key players in the field, like Boston Dynamics with their Atlas robot and Tesla with their Optimus project, but neogamma seems to have a couple of key advantages.
Like what? What sets it apart?
First, its price point. At $75,000 for the base model, it's significantly more affordable than its rivals. And second, its versatility. It's designed to be a multi-purpose tool, adaptable to a wide range of tasks across various industries.
So it's not just a fancy tech demo. It's a commercially viable product that companies can actually afford to invest in.
Exactly. And the article even cites industry analysts who predict that neogamma will dominate the $30 billion humanoid robotics market by 2030. That's a pretty bold prediction, but I can see why they're so optimistic.
With all these advancements and potential applications, it really does feel like we're on the cusp of a new era.
It's an exciting time to be witnessing this technological revolution unfold. But it's not just about the technology itself. It's about the partnerships and collaborations that are driving it forward.
What do you mean?
Technovation isn't going it alone. They're forming strategic partnerships with major players like Microsoft Azure for cloud computing, Siemens for industrial automation, and even the Mayo Clinic for healthcare applications. It's a true testament to the collaborative nature of this endeavor.
It sounds like a collective effort to bring this technology to the world and ensure its responsible development. This deep dive has been an incredible journey. We've covered so much ground, from neogamma's impressive specs to its potential to revolutionize industries and the ethical considerations we need to address.
It's been fascinating to explore this cutting-edge technology and contemplate its impact on our world. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to share a quote from the article that really resonated with me.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Dr. Lena Voss, Technovation CEO, said, and I quote, "Neogamma isn't just a machine, it's humanity's next partner in progress."
That's a powerful statement. It suggests that these robots aren't here to replace us, but to help us achieve new heights, to push the boundaries of what's possible for humanity.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that technology can be a powerful force for good when developed and deployed with careful consideration of its ethical and societal implications.
Well said. It seems like we've covered just about everything in this deep dive into neogamma. What a journey it's been. But before we move on to the final part of our exploration, I will leave our listeners with something to ponder.
With all this talk about neogamma and its potential, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement. But I think it's important to step back for a moment and consider the bigger picture.
Okay, I like where you're going with this. What are you thinking?
Well, we've talked a lot about the specific applications of neogamma in healthcare, manufacturing, education, but I think the real significance of this technology goes far beyond those individual sectors.
So you're saying it's not just about the tasks neogamma can perform, but about what its emergence represents.
Exactly. Neogamma is a symbol, a powerful symbol, of a paradigm shift in our relationship with machines.
I see what you mean. For centuries, we viewed robots as tools, extensions of our own capabilities. But now, with machines like neogamma, we're starting to see them as something more, as partners, collaborators.
And even companions. It's a profound shift in perspective, one that has the potential to reshape society in ways we can only begin to imagine.
It's both exciting and a little bit daunting, isn't it?
It is. I mean, think about it. We're talking about creating machines that can learn, adapt, and potentially even surpass our own intelligence. That raises some pretty big questions.
Yeah, what does it even mean to be human?
Exactly.
And what are the ethical implications of creating machines that could one day become our equals?
Or even our superiors.
Those are questions philosophers have been wrestling with for centuries. But now, with the rapid advancement of AI and robotics, they're becoming increasingly urgent.
And we need to start having those conversations now, before it's too late.
I completely agree. This isn't just about the technology itself. It's about how we choose to use it and how we ensure that it benefits all of humanity.
And that's ultimately what makes this deep dive so important. It's not just about exploring the capabilities of neogamma. It's about sparking a conversation about the future we want to create.
Well said. I think we've covered a lot of ground today. But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought, something to ponder. As we stand on the cusp of this new era of human-robot interaction, we have a choice to make. Do we embrace this technology with fear and trepidation? Or do we see it as an opportunity to create a better future for ourselves and generations to come? It's a choice that will shape the course of human history, so choose wisely. That's all for this week's Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.